I get a lot of questions about chip removal. And is it worth it? Is there money in it? Yes, there's money in it. And I leave money on the table with it. I don't do it. All right. Excuse me for the wind. I used to when I first started off. And if you're first starting off, if you can incorporate it in your business, there's money in it. You know, you're leaving money on the table. For me, I'm in and I'm out. I grind and go. Because I'm a subcontractor. I subcontract for over 35 tree companies and concrete and utility companies. So my son's over there grinding. In a few minutes we'll walk over to the chips and we'll talk a little bit more about that in detail. Now you gotta understand a couple of things too. Different type of trees, the hardness of the wood. Different trees, the wood in different trees is dense wood, or like pines, it'll be a soft wood, it'll produce a bigger chip. The harder the wood, generally the smaller the chip is produced. So if you're going to bid a job and you're new to this, you need to know that some of your softer woods can produce, you look at how many chips could possibly come out of there. You could have an entire dump trailer full of chips. All right. So there's also some tricks too. Some contractors, they call me, especially landscapers and stuff, they want a stump removed, or a customer calls me, I ask them up front, what's going back in there? Is there a tree or some type of landscaping going back in, or just a lawn? They'll say, oh, just a lawn. I just want it deep enough to grow grass. So that to me is a 6-inch grind. Same thing with the landscaping companies. Say, Adam, we're going to remove the chips. I don't want it really deep. And then we're going to bring in some topsoil, and then we're going to sod it or seed it, either way. That's okay. That's a question you ask, right? So you're new to the game, you need to know that, okay? Not every stump you grind to China. There's some guys that'll argue, and okay, that's your business. The argues, my God, I take it all out. I take it all out. Well, yeah, okay. Stuff settles, and they're going to have a big concave hole later on. You know? That's my general experience with it. All right, and stumps do rot, yes, and they go down or whatever. And, you know, but remember, stumps ground in trees grow in dirt. It takes a long time for trees to rot and stumps to go away, generally speaking. Anyway, so he's over there grinding. We'll come back in a minute. We'll go look at these chips, and then I'm going to explain a couple of things to you about it. And wait, before we do that, let me talk about something else. So if you're going to be in a remove chips along with your stump grinding, there's a couple of things you can start off with. You don't need to have a dump trailer and stuff like that. Say if you have a pickup truck. I like dump inserts. Years ago I had a Dodge 3/4 ton diesel with a dump insert in it, the one that slides in the bed, and it worked for me very well. And I would go around, I would carry like 6 bags of topsoil, the cheap, you know, $1.99 topsoil. Carry those bags preset. I would carry different types of seed with me, you know, small bags. And what I would do then is take out maybe a wheelbarrow full or garbage can, not all the chips, but the chip portion, and we'll show you here. Put it in my truck, top dress it with 2 inches of topsoil with the seed, and I would charge more. Say it's a small stump, I would charge like $25 more. But when you start getting the bigger stumps and you're doing a lot of chip removal and you need a tractor or a skid steer or whatever, you better charge at least as much as you got for the stump as chip removal, all right? What I do now, if it's a customer and I happen to do a big stump, I hand it over to another guy. There's plenty of landscaping guys I call that like to do sod and stuff, or guys that like to do Saturday work, that they come out really cheap and do that work. But for you starting out, you might want to think about that. So, you know, I carried 6 bags of years ago of topsoil. I had that bed. If you don't want to get the dump insert bed, I think Northern Equipment sells one that has a roller on it. You can put the chips in there and roll them out. Now, where do I get rid of the chips? In this part of the country, I was very lucky. You know, I had a green recycling place that took trees and shrubs, stuff like that for the city. Also, I had a bunch of people that were master gardeners, all that stuff, who say, hey, if you ever get any chips and stuff like that, I'd like to have it for my compost pile, whatever. It's not hard to get rid of them. You could advertise on Facebook. People will take it. People take anything, right? Especially in the green atmosphere, all right? So, let me stop here. We're going to go back here and see what we got as chips and go from there. All right, let's back up here. This was a 25-inch stump. It hasn't been raked or anything. All he did was back drag the blade. We'll rake it in. Let me show you something. He started from that side, right? So that side, where it first starts from outside the stump, is going to contain a lot of dirt. Mostly dirt with a little bit of chip. As it goes into the stump, it's all chip. Okay? So this is what you would remove first. All right? Then you would take the back part. That's what you would do your fill. That had contained mostly dirt. You'd use that as fill. So on a stump like this is only a 25-inch stump. After we rake it in, let's rake it in and then see what we're left with, okay? All right, here's our chip pile. Blown into a nice pile, raked and blown. Oh, it's probably about 6 inches high. If you walk on it, it'll compress down. You need to know that. Chips after water gets in them, and as it goes down, as it starts pulling, it's fluffed up with air. It's going to compress. You see, it'll compress. So I don't remove that. I just always blow it nice in a pile. It's up to the contractor what he's going to do. Now you could come in here. That's one garbage can full. Nicely goes back in the back of the truck. Probably 2 to 3 bags of topsoil across, some seed, and you charge extra. That's up to you what you want to charge. Topsoil, I could get it for about $2 a bag, so that's $6 topsoil, some seed. You probably got about $10 tied up in materials, right? And then so you can charge an extra homeowner an extra. You're trying to get customers, so you could charge an extra 35, 50 bucks to do that. And you're starting out. You're trying to get your customer base. That's what separates you from the other guy in the beginning. The other guy's like me. He's a grinding goer. So you want to be the full service guy when you're starting off with a smaller machine stuff. That's what you do. If you got a small machine, try to stay away from the real big stumps. Find a guy with a big stump grinder, sub out to him. He'll sub out to you. You'll start your own little mafia like I have, okay? So we're going to go look at topsoil later on in the video. We're going to grind on today. This is the first job. It took exactly, by the time I was filming this, whatever that was, 6 minutes, 10 minutes total. He's done. Big Booty Judy's back on the trailer. We're on our way to another job. I can't tell you how much for the job because this is a contractor job, but he left us behind, and we're going to call him because we're good guys, and he's missing a piece of valuable equipment in his tree trade. So we'll call him, let him know the job's done, and we picked up a piece of equipment he forgot. Anyway, see you back in a little while. We'll talk about the topsoil in general, what to buy, what not to buy, okay? All right, a quick deal. We're at Lowe's. I just wanted to show you something that you can carry in your truck if you want to do some of this chip removal, soil stuff. Let me change this camera around a minute. This is the most expensive topsoil they have. It's actually a mushroom compost mix, all right? I want you to look at this. What is it really composed of? About 75% wood chips. Here's another topsoil deal. There was a broken one here. They picked it up. Here it is here. This is really wet, but it's composed of a lot of fine ground up wood chips. All right, so that's what you get in topsoil a lot nowadays. All right, the price on this is $2.28. Walmart typically carries it cheaper, $1 something. Price on this one was $3.98. And then they got all these different, like this one has manure and compost together. It's $1.98. If you crunch this one up, look what's falling out. Wood chips, wood chips. That's what That's the fillers, wood chips. Anyway, enough said. Seed and that. Maybe carry 6 bags in your truck at all times, and some of the generic seed, or depends where in the United States or world you are. There's different grasses for every different area. So, for me, I used to carry that generic sun and shade, put it down, and people were happy. You know. Now, if you're doing a big project, then you bring in sod. That's a whole different world. I'm not a sod guy. All right? Anyway, hang around. We'll talk for a few minutes after I get home and cleaned up. All right, we're home. We're cleaned up. I'll make this real short, but I'm going to insert some stuff at the very end that I looked up for you guys. If you're starting out, I know you don't have a lot of money. Maybe you have a small machine. Remember I talked about you could always put an insert in the back of your truck, a dump insert. There's another option too that's very, very cheap. And you know what? I may buy it because I could use it around my property anyway. It's Harbor Freight sells it and Northern sells it. I'll put a photo at the very end. I'm going to run a couple of pictures and you'll see. It's like a mat that you put in the back of your truck with a roller, and you can hand roll out stuff. It's like $200 and something. Amazon sells it. Also, I'll put a link in the video description from Amazon. It's $200 and something, and that way you'll bring it up. You can look at pictures of it and stuff. Also, I found a neat trailer looking up stuff for you guys. It was like a 16-foot trailer with the dump insert that you would use in a pickup truck mounted in the front of the trailer. And I'll put the information on it, and I'll put a picture at that very end, and I'll have a description of it and the price. I think it was like $6,500 or something. Don't hold me to it. Who knows, on the internet things change. But I'll put that in there, and I'll also put a link to that website, the company that makes that trailer. I'll put that in the description too for you. And if you're doing small stumps, you really need a tractor, a wheelbarrow, a good rake. A lot of guys tell me this. I don't have one, but I'm going to try it. I think they're called manure rakes, the forked ones, but the forks are very close together, and they say they're fantastic for picking up chips. I learn something new every day. I'm going to try it. If I try it and I like it, I'll make a little video of it and tell you if I like it, rather than, if I was still picking up stuff and using the flat blade shovel and stuff like that. Anyway, and there's a couple of rakes out there that my tree guys have been using now. They're metal thong rakes that are wider, and they're really stiff, and they're good at twigs and stuff like that. I mean, things progress, People come up, invent stuff. Anyway, I just want to tell you guys thank you very much, and hopefully this information helps some of you guys starting out. Some of you guys might not even want to look at a chip, okay? I'm basically at that point in my life, and I've been that way, to where I don't care about chips, but I do get people asking me all the time, hey, what do you do with the chips? You can get rid of chips. I'll put another link to another video of this, I forgot what they call going back to Eden gardening method that's catching on now, to where everybody wants chips. If you have a tree service, it's people wanting your chips. And a lot of people are going back to home gardens. And our stump grinding guys, they'll want our chips even more, because they've got dirt in them, and they're already, it helps in the process of decomposition, the going back to nature. So everybody's into the green deal now, so it helps us in this business, okay? Anyway, we're almost at 4,000 subscribers. Please, if you got anything out of this video whatsoever, hit the like button, make a comment as long as it's positive. And the winning sticker is, I give away 2 stickers every week. For every new video that comes out, there's 2 stickers. And if you send me a picture back in an email, I put you up in there. And this guy say thank you. All right, you guys have made the time of me making these videos worth it all. Because just seeing people succeed in this trade, or any trade, I don't care what you're into, fixing cars and flipping them, you're successfully building things at your home, you can send me a picture of that too, and I'll post it up there, because I'm proud of you. You're learning how to use these, all right? It's a dying art, We're dying out, the guys that think outside the box. Anyway, God bless you. Be safe. We're almost at 4,000 subscribers. Help me out. I just like to see a subscriber count. I got to have something to keep me going. Right? Anyway, see you on the next one.